The Portland Police Bureau, I think, has some of the best training on the West Coast, so probably likely the country. I think we have like the sharpest, the most comfortable patrol uniform. We have a 4-10 schedule. You work 4 days, you have 3 off.
That's 3 consecutive days.
That is 3 consecutive days. Very good point. Don't ever interrupt me again.
Yes. Hi, it's Patrick Johnson from the Portland Police Recruiting Unit. Today I'm here with Sergeant Yakitz. Hello, Sergeant Yakitz.
Hello. I'm glad you introduced yourself, Patrick. We've known each other for 15 years. I wouldn't have guessed that. And a reminder before we start.
Yes.
I am still working on your yearly evaluation, so I hope these questions are contained.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll give you some softballs for you.
Thank you.
We got your name right. So 2024 to 2025, we're going to talk about that a little bit today. So can you tell us where 2024 ended?
Ended better than 2023. Hired 74 officers this year. Last year in 2023 was 61. We drastically increased the number of applicants that have applied. Obviously, we need more applicants to apply to get to more folks hired. We have the game plan for 2025. That is going to be our rebuilding year, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so you talked about the rebuilding year. So there's some things that happen in 2024 that is not usual in the police bureau. Can you talk about that real quick?
We had a lot of people leave, and it's something good. They were able to retire. They did 25, 30 years of service to the city of Portland, and they're moving on to greener pastures. 2 major retirement months in 2024, June and November. We're not going to have that in 2025. We're actually not going to even have that at the beginning of 2026. The next one is May of 2026. So we hope the folks that we're onboarding and bringing on will not be drowned out by all the retirements, because we're not going to have any until May of 2026.
Okay, so just some natural attrition, not some big months like we saw.
That is correct.
Okay. So why would someone choose Portland going into 2025? Why the Portland Police Bureau?
So it's a great question. That's what everyone wants to know. To me, it's pretty simple. The Portland Police Bureau, I think, has some of the best training on the West Coast, so probably likely the country. I think we have like the sharpest, the most comfortable patrol uniform. We have a 4-10 schedule. You work 4 days, you have 3 off.
That's 3 consecutive days.
That is 3 consecutive days. Very good point. Don't ever interrupt me again. But we also are implementing and onboarding about 70-ish new patrol cars that are technologically advanced, all the new radio, ballistic, the whole 9 yards. You can talk to the Ford guy for more info on that. We're continuing to do that. We have over 40 assignments that officers, not sergeants, not captains, not commanders, officers can go into different precincts, different. You can be a trainer, you can work drugs, traffic unit. And then Oregon itself, right? Portland's backyard is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not an outdoors guy. I don't hike, I don't camp, and I still think it's great. So I can only imagine for folks who fish, who camp, you can't beat it. We have a gorge. We have the Pacific Coast, we have the mountain range, we have a desert, all in Oregon.
We have it all. So every month we do a hiring workshop. What's part of that workshop? What do applicants do when they come there? Even candidates, people that are not quite applied yet. What do they do at that? It's held once a month at the training division.
I think if they're apprehensive, and I kind of see this on people's faces and body language, once they arrive, they might be apprehensive about showing up, a little intimidated. Once they get to meet the women and men at the Portland Police Bureau, specifically the personnel division, they get their questions answered and they're more comfortable with the process. While it is a little daunting to become a police officer, we put you through a pretty strenuous background check and physical abilities test and medical screen, the whole 9 yards, for obvious reasons. We want to try to take the intimidation factor out. And one way to do that is just show up and meet us. Like you said, it's a monthly workshop. It's on a Saturday. For what it's worth, this is a little plug, ring the bell, if you will. Our monthly participation average has gone up exponentially. 2025, we hope for the same, so that's good. So participation is up. We've also seen the quality of folks that show up has increased. And so that's all helpful in building a better Portland Police Bureau.
And then one of the things you get to do there, in the past, everyone says, you got to practice the ORPAT, which is the physical abilities test that's required to get hired. Is you not only get to practice it, but when you do it, it counts, right? And it counts for a year, assuming you pass it at the 6-minute and 30-second mark is what we give versus the state academy, which is 5:30.
Right.
So you have a chance to learn everything about the background process and then just go run the ORPAT. And if you pass it, you pass it, you're good, even if you haven't applied yet.
You check that off for, there's certain things you have to check off to get hired by the Portland Police Bureau. That's one of them. Yes, you can put that to bed once you pass it. And if for whatever reason, if you're not successful the first time, you can come back the next month. And if you're not successful then you really know what you need to work on, and you can come back a third time. We just really need you to pass under that 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And then don't have to worry about that for any more of the hiring process.
Okay. So part of the hiring process is like a command interview where you, as a sergeant here, gets to talk to applicants that are in the process, usually towards a later stage of the background portion. What is the feedback you're getting from them about anything that recruiting is doing? Like what drew them here? Or any like recruitment podcasts. Would be our 6th podcast. Anything about advertising? Anything about seeing at recruiting events? Anything like that?
Yes, I feel like you're asking this question because it's going to make you look good. So
yes,
here,
it is. Thank you.
So here we go. What is true is that throughout the workshops, the hiring process, the command interviews, there's certain talking points or anecdotes that people give us all the time. Hey, I saw this on YouTube. Hey, I saw this on Instagram. Hey, I met PJ behind the booth down in San Diego. Hey, this occurred. I saw your ad at Washington Square Mall. I was walking through the airport. My college professor saw our ads that we're doing at PDX. And we're like, hey, Sally, Joe, you'd make an excellent police officer. Have you thought about this? We get that feedback all the time, which is why I think we continue to do it. Our social media, our advertising for an agency of our size, and I'm not talking necessarily about department social media, just specifically recruitment social media, it is very productive. It's very active. It's very creative. And I think that goes a long way. A gentleman told the chief of police that a new hire told the chief of police when asked about, how did you hear about us? Like, why are you here? I saw a LinkedIn ad, and I decided to apply, and there you go. Those are just organic ways that people find us, and I think it's great.
As we talked about our advertising, so going into 2025, so we've stepped up advertising, trying to do more and more all over the place. In addition to events, we're trying to be somewhere people don't expect to see us. Mm-hmm. People go to a career fair, they're looking for a career perhaps that see us. But if you're going to like an air show or a sportsman show and come across us, it's just
you and I talk all the time about, and I think it's great, going to a public safety career fair. Absolutely, that's great. We'll be there. But you're kind of diluted with all the other public safety agencies. Yeah. So again, we'll be there. We're showing good face with our brothers and sisters throughout all the departments. But like you have done, come up with creative ideas. One is the Rose City Comic Con. We're the only law enforcement agency there. I've heard that some people know about it now, so they'll be there next year. We'll have the bigger booth, no problem. Yeah, because we're old school that way. It's a no-brainer. It's a place where they're not expecting to see police officers. We're dressed down in normal gear. We had a bunch of nerds that are cops that were standing behind the table that could call out, hey, I don't even know the terminology. Yeah. I see you over there, so-and-so character from 30 years ago, right? And it really hit. We had an applicant apply because we were there. I don't know where they are in the process. Hopefully they're doing well in the process. But those types of unique situations where we can be behind the table and someone rounds the corner not expecting to see the Portland police there, I think it's great.
And it wasn't that. We had 2 robots. One of them walking around.
We did. The robots helped. The robots always help. We had a little light bar on there that attracted. And I thought it was great. And people were stopping that particular officer. They were doing on the spot interviews, like tech interviews, and yeah.
That's great.
You couldn't have scripted that.
No. And then another place we went to is the air show, and this year we brought our airplane. So people actually see that we have an air support unit and see it.
And speaking of that social media piece, whoever did it was either you or someone else. Like the Portland Police is arriving, and it was the airplane arriving at the runway. No other agency was doing that. It just shows the creativity and what we're trying to do. And I think it bodes well. 2023 numbers compared to 2024 numbers to what we want to do in 2025, they're all going up. The activity's up. The spirit's up. I think we're going to have a good rebuilding year.
Okay. And so somebody is sitting here watching this podcast, they're ready to apply. You're going to tell them to go to the website, joinportlandpolice.com. The top right hand is to apply. Go ahead and apply. And it's taking roughly how long for the process right now?
5 months. I would argue if you know you want to do it, but you have a few questions, go ahead and apply, email us, come to one of our workshops, watch some more videos. You'll get your questions answered. It does take about 5 months. That is also incumbent upon you. If you're a background investigator, hey, you forgot your mom's maiden name or you forgot, the last place you worked and you wait 4 weeks to get back to them, well, it's going to take 4 weeks longer. If you're up on your game, you stay in touch with your background investigator and you check your email every day, 4 to 5 months.
Okay. Do you have anything more to add before I ask you your last question that you want to put in there?
No, I will say, I love it when people say, do you have anything? No, but, it's like, look, you have something. Yes, I have something to say. The Portland Police Bureau is a very unique agency. Any law enforcement agency throughout the past few years has had a rough go at it. Portland's coming out stronger. We have a city council who is supportive. We instituted the wellness hour. So if you get hired and you want to work out during your shift, hey, you basically become an athlete, right? Because we're paying you to work out. That's huge.
That's 1 hour a shift. So you're working patrol for 9 hours. You're getting paid for 10.
100%. That's awesome, right? It's a comical group of professional staff and sworn members who get the job done every day. The Pacific Northwest is absolutely beautiful. PDX, our airport, is a major hub for Alaska. It's best for on-time departures. I think it has consistently been ranked as the number 1 or number 2 airport in the country. So if you want to go travel, if you want to take a break from Portland during your years at the Bureau, that's easy to do. And watch the online stuff, watch the YouTube, watch our social media, and get a flavor of what type of department we are. And I think they will be very happy with that.
Okay. Before we end this today, it's getting towards the end of the year, and your favorite time of the year is potlucks, just like myself.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, not a fan of potlucks.
About potlucks. Yeah.
So you can bring one item. What's it going to be?
Probably something unique. So it's probably collard greens.
Collard greens.
Being from Georgia, collard greens.
Yeah, I'm from Portland. That's not something I usually see at a
Well, they're
potluck.
usually lathered in very healthy ingredients, bacon, vinegar, right?
And you're going to make it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But I know the person to make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Collard greens is the way to go. And if you never had them, then you can't knock them.
So if someone gets hired here and they want some, you're going to make it on the day they get hired?
I will bring them on the day that they get hired.
Whoa,
Sure.
there's a promise right there.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah. They have to get hired, though. So, yeah.
All right. So any more information, go to joinportlandpolice.com. Thanks for joining us.
Your eval will be good. Don't worry.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.